across the seven seas,
Yes.
you can say.
Yes.
So they now the youth is not battling for their livelihood. They want to have that kind of safer environment. You can see the system around yourself where you are living, though I have never been to that site, or
Yes.
you might have heard of the situation. Educated families and even the well-off families, even then their children are migrating. Why they're migrating? It's not they don't have a healthy or wealthy or well-off lifestyle here. They do have everything. They
Mm.
live in palatial houses here and they drive all swanky cars, but even
Mm.
then they are migrating there because of the system. They want to have that system. They want to. These days, I spend my time on this stuff only.
That is very good. And I find you very inspiring, ma'am.
Thank you.
Begin the session. This is the first session I'm having with you. So tell me, where are you from?
I belong to Jalandhar. Have you heard of
Jalandhar,
Jalandhar
okay.
city?
Yes, of course, I know it's in Punjab.
Yes.
And I know a little bit about Jalandhar, as in it's a very good sports goods, I suppose, are available there.
Yes.
And
Right.
you could throw some light on what exactly is like Jalandhar like. I would like to learn or
Jalandhar is, you
understand.
may say, Anita, which place you belong to? You belong
I
to
belong
Kolkata
to,
or Bengal?
yes, West Bengal, Kolkata.
I have find it that most of the tutors, either on this platform, earlier I was on some other platform also, but I have come across majority of the tutors who come from Calcutta side, Bengal side. Maybe it happened per chance, might be it has been a coincidence, but it's yeah, it's
Might
there.
have,
Yeah.
might have. Okay.
Okay, Anita, so far as my city is concerned, for me, it's a beautiful city. It's also known
Mm.
as elite city because, so far as my information is concerned, it is famous in throughout Asia for having the maximum number, providing the maximum number of medical facilities. About 800
Okay,
hospitals are
great.
there in Jalandhar alone. 800 hospitals. This is not a small number.
Mm-hmm.
And besides this, it is
That's
famous
a
for,
very big number.
yeah, it's a very big number. And besides this, it is famous for hand tool
Hmm.
industry and of course, a sports hub. It is a sports hub also. In every second home in the core
Hmm.
of the
Hmm.
city,
Hmm.
you would find the ladies who are just the housewives once they are done with their daily routine. So everybody is busy in stitching or suturing the footballs or some other stuff related to the sports.
All right. So is it a like a professionally they take up, or is it because they like sewing things, or is it because everyone seeks employment around your place and they get it also?
Because everybody needs money, and because it's a main sports industry, Jalandhar itself. So of course that's why it provides
Yes.
more avenues in this particular field. If suppose it's not there, they might have to do something else. They will have to do something
Hmm.
else. But because in every second home, either sports or hand tool components, as per the capability of the people, if the men are there, even the young boys in the mediocre and lower middle class families, where they are supposed to do just the wages kind of work, where they need to have daily money, so they go for these kinds of things at a smaller level, lower level.
Hmm. Hmm.
And other than
Is
this,
it like I have
additionally,
heard about?
repeat it, sorry, sorry.
Please carry on. Please carry on.
But you asked me something, you
Please go
interrupted me
on.
between
Say.
you were
Please say.
okay, okay. So additionally, Jalandhar has
Yeah,
produced
I
many
actually wanted to.
to wanted to know.
I wanted to know, like you said, it's an elite city. Basically, Jalandhar is an elite city. So,
Elite.
is it because people over there have a higher strata of income?
Per capita income, you mean? Because as I told you, there are 800 hospitals.
Yes.
It means you can see
Hmm.
proportionally to this how many number of doctors are here. Then in education also, it comes at the top. So
Hmm.
many big institutions, they are here in my city. So many educated, the higher percentage of educated people is there. Though I have given you the example of the people who belong to lower strata, who are dealing with these kinds of small
Hmm.
jobs related to this, because this is a big industry. Sports industry is a big industry in Jalandhar.
Hmm.
So everybody you would find busy. They earn their livelihood with respect. You may conclude it that way
Hmm.
also.
Hmm. All right. So everybody has a livelihood. There is not a single person who is unemployed, as in.
Yeah, to that extent. Yes.
Like, it's a big achievement, I would say. Living in India, we find that the system everywhere else, especially what I see around us in Bengal, there is like people are, I mean, I think about 40% of the people might be unemployed or coming below the level of the actual, what the per capita income should be right now. So there's a big difference there that I see in Punjab. Everybody seems to be very well aware of, earning well, having a
N-
side income
An-
maybe.
Anita, exceptions are everywhere, because I have
Hmm.
talked about the people who might not be that much educated, and they are dependent upon
Hmm.
these kinds of meager, they're dependent upon these kinds of smaller level jobs. but
Small
at the
incomes.
same
Yes.
but at the same time, the educated youth is also there, who don't find the respectable jobs, and if the jobs are there, they don't get the desired salaries. So that lot of group of people is also, they also exist here parallel to it. That problem
Hmm.
of unemployment,
Okay.
you may call it as unemployment, or you may take the other way. They get the employment, but not the desired employment and not the desired salary. They're forced to do the meager work on the meager salaries. So that unsatisfied lot of youth also exists parallel to it. And that is a common problem everywhere,
Okay.
I think, throughout the country.
Yes, it's absolutely so. I think, I don't know. As you said, there is no like dearth of education anywhere, isn't it? We do have enough colleges, enough universities where people go, but there is also a section of the youth, in spite of being educated, they hardly, make up for the full range of employed youth. Like, they are, we can say that the youth is not very aware of their own, what they should be doing.
Yeah, because the thing is, now recently we are going to expect the changes or modifications in our education policy. You might have heard
Hmm.
of new education policy, but till date we have been just juggling with the old system, old style, and no new industry has come up. We are surviving with the old industries. If you talk about Punjab, I don't know when the last time some big industry has opened over here. Whatever we see around, that this is, you can say, might have originated or came into practice just 50 or 60 or 70 years back. So you are aware of the mass exodus
Uh-huh.
also. People of Punjab, they are migrating, the youth, they are
Yes.
migrating to the other world, like to Canada and
Yeah.
Australia,
Yes.
because
Hmm.
I belong to Department of Education, and Anita, it's very difficult for us to make them sit in the classes in the colleges.
Hmm.
They don't turn up for the college classes. So in colleges, you would find the number of seats are not filled as given by the allotted by the university. And this is a scenario in
Yes.
every second college, whether they are the degree colleges or they are the professional colleges, because after completing plus one and plus two, the youth, they
Hmm.
are migrating to foreign land, because they don't find lucrative jobs here,
Hmm.
and because of globalization and these social media platforms, they have seen the world over there on the other side. So those avenues are not here. And again, you can connect it with the overpopulation or
Hmm.
population explosion. In foreign countries, their area is more, avenues are more. Those are developed countries, and the number of people living there is less. So that's why they are also promoting this
Hmm.
migration from here. And similar element is the
Yes.
root cause of this mass of exodus from here, because population is more, area is less, avenues are less, so they are paid less. For one job, you would find, if suppose basic eligibility for any job is +2, and everybody is aware, there is nothing to get shocked that for the post where eligibility is +2, I think 80 or 90% of the candidates, they apply, those who apply, they are either postgraduate or minimum graduate. So
Yes.
you see the kind of picture. So in India, I feel we find everything. I mean, we can't say 90% belongs to this category and 10% no. I think every section, it exists at the same time in equal proportion. Like uneducated people, we talk about, they are doing just meager, working on meager salaries, meager jobs. At the same time, educated, like the highly qualified doctors and highly qualified professors. At the same time, highly qualified and
Hmm.
competent youth, but they are unemployed also. So you find everything at the same time.
Yes. So we were talking about unemployed and the youth. The thing is, let's talk a little bit about the education sector also. We see a lot of youth also migrating to other countries seeking education, higher education. So why does that happen?
I believe education is just via media to enter into the country and settle down there. Otherwise, quality of education is here also, because
Yes.
I cater to the youth, and I'm quite familiar with
Hmm.
the kind of education we provide to them. Though we have been juggling for the last so many years with the old education system, but even then we impart them quality education. It's not there is dearth of education, but the thing is, why the student, because this is a safer mode to enter into the other country and get the documentation done in a more legalized way, you may say it that way.
Yes.
It's not they
Hmm.
don't get the education here and they are going. Yeah, some of them, you may say, they go abroad because their system is more polished, more advanced, technology must be definitely as compared to ours of advanced level. This
Hmm.
thing is definitely there. Like doctors, they migrate to other countries, developed countries like US, etc., because their systems are more advanced as compared
Hmm.
to because we do have the approach to those systems, but still they are not in the reach of a common man. So
Hmm.
some proportion, in some of the cases, the reasons might be genuine. They actually
Hmm.
go there to get the education, advanced level education. But majority of the youth, because every second child who applies for these to go abroad for visa, etc., majority of them, or more than 90% of them, they are just using it as a via media to settle in other country. That's all. And whenever they opt for any
Hmm.
course,
So
there the
it's an
prerequisite.
inroad, building of inroad. Hmm.
Yes, yes. So whenever they apply for
Yes.
any course, beforehand they talk to the visa person that after the completion of the degree, for how many years they would get the that work permit. So their ultimate goal is to get the work permit, which is prerequisite to file their papers for the settlement there for PR.
For PR. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any family members or some people who have already settled there outside of India?
I think you won't find even a single family in Punjab where you can say, or any family member can say, that 400% of our families, they live here in India. Every second, like in extended family, minimum one member that is either going abroad or have gone abroad or settled down there. Yes, it is a picture in every second home in Punjab. And in
Huh.
Punjab, majority of the villages, not even the urban area, in
Mm-hmm.
the villages, most of the villages, you would find the vacated houses and palatial houses built up by NRIs where only either the old parents they live or
Mm-hmm.
it's being looked after by the caretakers only. Youth, they have already migrated in other countries. They are well settled there.
That's quite a sorry picture, I would
Yeah.
say. Like thinking about, Punjab being one of the, I would say, richest,
Prosperous. Yes.
prosperous, the states in India, and with lot of resources also, as far as, land, agriculture, all these things available there. I don't understand why people need to, not be there. You are talking about
No.
palatial buildings abandoned
Palatial
over
buildings
there.
are built up by NRIs only, not by the people living over here.
Oh.
But even that people who are well settled, we can say them they're
Hmm.
well settled. But they are frustrated with the system over here because again the credit or discredit goes to this social media and globalization.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now they are aware of everything what kind of system exists in the other world across the seven seas,
Yes.
you can say.
Yes.
So they now the youth is not battling for their livelihood. They want to have that kind of safer environment. You can see the system around yourself where you are living, though I have never been to that side, or
Yeah.
you might have heard of the situation in Punjab or the neighboring states. People have started feeling as if they are living in some insecure kind of environment. If not this, you don't talk about this kind of insecurity. At least there are social securities in other countries.
Hmm.
That is again an important factor. Once you get
Hmm.
older, you are being taken care by the government owns
Yes.
you. So
Yes.
this,
Yes.
and because earlier people were not aware of it. Now
Hmm.
the paying capacity of people, you can say per capita income has increased. This has
Hmm.
opened so many avenues that earlier people used to spend their holidaying or vacations in India itself.
Hmm.
Now if they afford, they move abroad, and when
Yes.
once anybody goes abroad, then the person comes back with that kind of picture in the mind, the kind of system there exists there. So this is also another reason that system makes a difference. It's not only the money.
Hmm.
Money could have been the factor in majority of the cases, but in many educated families and even the well-off families, even then their children are migrating. Why they're migrating? It's not they don't have a healthy or wealthy or well-off lifestyle here. They do have everything. They
Hmm.
live in palatial houses here and they drive all swanky cars. But
Hmm.
even then, they are migrating there because of the system. They want to have that system. They want to survive in that system, which provides them safety and security.
Hmm.
Social
So a
security, I'm
large,
talking about.
yeah, a large part of people that means have become very aware of the quality of life that they should be
Quality.
living.
This is the proper word.
Yes.
Quality of life. Yes.
Yes. So that
Yes.
is the reason, maybe. I mean, we have everything, and yet we do not have the freedom to use everything that we have here,
Yes. Yes.
isn't it?
You are
It's a kind of an oxymoron, or we can say like it's like a situation which is not win-win anymore. We save and
yes.
we don't have enough at the end of our like
You are
when
right.
we retire and all that. I think elderly people, I don't know how the children, I don't know how they are taking care of their parents, or whether the parents should actually be dependent on their children or not. Something, it's like a dilemma nowadays. Even I think about it, like whether parents should actually be depending on their children for being looked after later on in life, whether it should be like that, or
Actually,
whether people should
Anita,
have the quality of life like in the western countries. We see elderly people still living and still very independent,
yes.
which is not so here. We expect our children to be doing a lot for us.
Yes, certainly. I think, like if I talk my example, our generation may may suffer in when we will be at that very stage. Only time will tell us. We don't know what the time or fate has in store for us. Reason being, I always say that ours is the last generation who has been taking care of their old parents, because I am taking care of my three parents. They live with me. And at the same time, I am the mother of
Hmm.
growing up children who aspire to settle abroad. So whenever we compare ourselves with our parents, we don't know what kind of the future will come up for us. Whether we will be in a
Mhm.
position, if suppose our children they get settled abroad, will we be able to move there? Would we like prefer to be there, or will they be eager to take us there the way we are taking care of? So
Yeah.
it's just no, it's a mystery for the time being. You may say
Yes.
our generation is making all the sacrifices. First
Hmm.
we are doing it for the parents also, right? Because naturally we have to
Yes.
take care of our parents. They are living with
Hmm.
us. We have to see their day to day necessity, their medical facilities we have to provide and everything. And in that, uh, to do all that stuff, we sacrifice so many of the things. Our own choices we don't sometimes make. And at the
Absolutely.
same time, we have to look after the aspirations of our children, the growing up children.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's scary. Sometimes it scares us a lot.
Yes, it does. It's like being sandwiched between the two generations and not being able to choose or not being able to understand what path will lead us where.
Because when
It
our
is
children
confusing.
they convince us, they convince us that mom or dad there is some system is there. Like suppose once they have been to that place, when
Hmm.
they have come back with all that impression and the feelings of that yeah we want to settle abroad. So this is parenthood. Parents
Hmm.
are ready to make all kind of sacrifices
Yeah.
to provide their children the best future
Right.
without
You're absolutely
without
right.
realizing or even having the realization that tomorrow when we will be at the stage of our parents, probability
Hmm.
is that our children will not be beside our side. That way it sounds very scary, though I
Hmm.
feel that children they are uh, wiser enough and they do feel that after settling abroad they would take us there. Like it is still in the air, still in the air. Who has seen the future? So that's why I said it's really scary.
Hmm. We don't know. It's like a mystery, like you said. You've just
Yeah.
said the right word that it's a mystery, a
Yes.
complete one, actually. Ah,
Yes.
yes. The thing is, what do you do while you are, in your part, like when you are alone or you want to spend time with yourself? What do you do at that time? Like you're an educator,
Anita,
you said.
this is a question for me.
Yes, you're an
Uh,
educator. Apart from that, like what? How do you spend your
actually,
leisure time?
I'm not left with that much of time.
Hmm.
Whenever I had, whenever, because these days I'm working on my communication skill because I'm done with
Yeah.
my children, and I have made up that kind of arrangement that whenever I am out, I have provided all the infrastructure and the people around to look after my parents. So these days I'm working on my communication skill because I feel now I have reached at the stage where I should start focusing on myself, on my growth, because I'm a
Yeah.
kind of person who believes in growth. We all have got just one life. Yes, when I used to have time, I love nature. I
Hmm.
spend most of the time with my plants, and I'm not a people person, not a kitty party person, not a daily soap person. If I have time, then I would spend it with my plants. Otherwise I remain busy because most of the majority part of my day is spent in my office because my workplace is in some other city and it takes me
Ah.
1.5 hour in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. So that way in a whole day 3.5 hours I spent on just driving, going and coming
Oh,
back. And these days because I have now started working on my communication, then I make these videos, I take these classes, and then I post these videos on YouTube also, because I got this
okay.
encouragement in the similar way from somebody. Then I got to know that such kind of platform they exist. Because in Punjab we just spend whole of the day just conversing with each other in our regional language only. Though being highly educated also, the English is just confined to your paperwork and the in the four walls of the office at the maximum.
Yeah.
So I was hesitant, like whenever I start conversing with the person, somebody, so I start stuttering and fumbling. So these days I spend my time on this stuff only.
That is very good. And I find you very inspiring, ma'am.
Thank you. Mm.
Yes, it's a good work. And just keep up the good work, is what I can tell you. It's like you're not stuttering, you're not stammering, you're just fine. Yes, of course, we all need practice. And it's a good thing that you have just chosen our platform and you're doing this good work. And it does help a lot of other people also who have genuine problems regarding the language and communication skills. So it's our duty also to help others.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
right.
And of course,
You
that
tell
brings
me
us to
something
the end
about
of our
you.
session.
You just in brief tell me
Okay.
something about you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you about myself. The thing is, I'm in, like I told you, I'm from Calcutta and West Bengal. I have been here for a long time. That is like 20, 25 years. All of my, I think my university life was spent here. Before I was living in Jharkhand. At that time I did my schooling from there, and after that I came to do my higher education in this city because it's the closest biggest city to our place earlier. So yes, after that of course I married and settled down and had my son here, and I was working in different places in the corporate sector. And then, because you know how what happens to women after getting married, we get into a lot of serious household chores, and then it's time like we don't have much time for ourselves. So you know what happened was that, to devote my time mostly to my house and to my son and his growing up years, I left what I was doing in the middle. And when I started catching up again after a certain time when he was grown up, at that time I thought it was the safest option to go and do some teachers training. So that's how I started teaching, and I came to this place. And mostly my work involved part time because I had to take care of family also, and part of the time I was devoting to household and my job also. So that's how, you know, and I started this as a love for communication skills in English, because English was there as my subject in university. So I started, exploring more and more on this. So yes, that's why, you know, so many years of experience I have regarding this particular subject. And on the part time also, I like spending a lot of time, again like you said, with nature, plants. I like doing
Right.
handiwork, like I do painting. Sometimes I sit around and do some, try out my, you know, like little nimble fingers with ceramic and pottery, maybe some things like
Good.
that. And then of course I like doing cooking and baking also. I bake part time for people, so
Okay.
you can call me a part time home baker also. So that's how my time is spent
Nice.
mostly.
Good. So
Yeah.
you do multiple
So it
jobs
was
at
so
the same
nice
time.
talking. You know, it's time for us to look after ourselves and to find us, find the me. So it is
Yes.
time, you know, when children grow up. And well, I'm in the same, like I think around that time, because my son has also grown up and he's now living, like he's doing his master's degree in JNU. He's in Delhi right now. So
Okay.
yes, I have a lot of time to myself now. So I keep
But
on
you look
juggling.
much younger that way.
Maybe it's because I'm so it's maybe because I'm so active. Maybe because I think it's frozen. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets frozen.
Yeah, it gets frozen sometimes. Yeah, it might be because of that. And yes, it's okay. Like I have got married much younger. When I was
You look
21, I
young.
got married. So
Okay.
thank you so much. The thing is, yeah, that's how I try to keep myself busy.
Good. Good. Very good. So,
Yeah.
so inspiration for all
Thank
others.
you. Thank you.
Anything you regarding
Yeah,
feedback,
it's inspiring.
Anita? Anything regarding feedback?
Yeah, I will. The thing is, feedback on you is that, ma'am, you are good in your language. You can speak well, and you're pacing out your, you're pacing out your sentences very well, taking your time. This is what I like about your speech, that you're trying to, and you speak quite, at a loud voice also, which is very nicely audible. I can give you only the plus points now, and there are not many minus points apart from the MTI. I would say there are a few words which you have that are like a little bit mother tongue influence is there on you. So that, of course, will I would advise you to do a little bit of reading aloud. All
Okay.
right, you could take up any texts. You have a lot of textbooks or the newspaper in English. You can just sit and minutes. In case you want to record your voice, you could do that also on your phone. It's easy these days. So you could record your voice and later on listen to those, your own recording, and find out the words which you think that you would be able to understand with having mother tongue influence. You would be able to understand yourself. So you can take a note of those, and then of course refer to Google Dictionary. These days, Google Dictionary gives us the right
Yeah,
pronunciation.
pronunciation is there.
Yes,
Yeah,
pronunciation is also there. So you could just refer to those, and by and by you will see a lot of improvement.
right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you for getting online with me, and I wish to again come back on the platform with you if I have a chance.
Thank you. I will try my level best.
Yes, of course, sure, sure. Thank you, ma'am. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.